Yo, hello folks, welcome back. As previously mentioned, back on ZeldaSpeedRuns 2 for yet another Wind Waker Randomizer Miniblins tournament race. This is, I think, the last live match for this round. This is winners bracket quarterfinals between Gamez and Wooper in Group Gohma. On tracking, we'll have Lord Yamaka, and on commentary, for once, not me, you'll have KitKat and Advocate. I'll hand it over to them. Hope you'll enjoy the race.
Hi.
Thank you, David. Hello. Yeah, first of all, can we just say David's been a legend in restreaming all of these and commentating them as well. Shout out to the dude.
The hugest with shout outs.
Totally.
David's doing like half the probably more than half the Wind Waker restreams by himself while also doing the commentating most of the times.
Insane behavior, but
it is.
Okay, we've got a Tony race on our hands. Gamez versus Wooper. This is Group Gohma. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this game.
Same. I love when it's also just like, I feel like, especially because it's Miniblins, I feel like we have, oh, the time is going down. It's always nice to give the lower runners and the lower groups exposure and like showed all of them on restream. I feel it's way more important than showing like Bobby versus Laz again or something.
Oh, totally. I mean, that's in a way this is kind of the big thing about Miniblins, that it is kind of tailored to all skill levels, and it's a chance where people can enter playing Wind Waker and start improving.
All right, we have a touchy FFC on our hands.
Okay, so we got like probably like the most boring dungeon combined with like the quickest dungeon. Okay, Boomerang on Cyclos.
Okay, we have BPR Baron, while Thorn hinted path, so it opens up Cliff Plat to Thorn right away. We start with Hookshot, which is a great starting item. I would even allow it to do. Wooper is checking it out, what the top of waterfall is. It is spiky.
Immediately Gamez is warping away though, which I don't think is ever a bad play. Maybe they're trying to maybe they're thinking about combining this with like, or saving this chest for the storage or something along those lines.
Yeah, in the case.
But yeah, I believe heading to outset first is what it looks like, which I think is a pretty strong opener for Miniblins from what I gather with the settings.
Yeah, it's very solid.
Bow and Wooper.
Ooh, nice start with a bow.
That is a pretty nice start with the bow. Yeah, it's just nice to have a projectile this early. I guess Hookshot's not really a projectile, it's more like a short range thing that shoots hooks, I guess. But a bow, it's quite useful routing, especially DRI. It's just nice to be able to route that in early and have the choice to do that.
It's also very important for touchy.
Yes.
Yeah. I also want to shout out Gamez colors. The colors are really creative. I like them.
Ah, yeah. Okay, so already 2 minutes in, we're seeing a divergence. Gamez, obviously, as we can see, has gone to outset. Wooper has gone to Windfall. Windfall, another really strong starting location. There's just a lot of like Sphere Zero stuff here. I know a lot of people might try and put off Windfall just for the sake of waiting until finding like the Picto box. But I think that it makes a lot more sense to do it in something like Miniblins, where you have a decent chunk of the short side quest to send off.
Yeah, and especially with Miniblins having a lot of like a lot less Sphere Zero checks in a way. A lot of them are focused on Windfall, kind of. and being able to do lens or door cancel, like it adds another 2. It's just like so much stuff going on Windfall.
Oh, yeah.
Also, yeah, Wooper is a Spirit Tracks enjoyer, so they're using DS to train Link.
Woo, Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks mention. I still need to replay the game. It's been a while.
I have also not played it. But yeah, nothing really on Outset for games. Not much fine there. So we'll see if they go to Diamond Step after. Oh, I accidentally side up on the wrong side. But now they could go to both Diamond Steps instead of the hookshot start, or maybe peek on Headstone. Oh, nice sword on Beetle. But they could maybe peek Headstone, soft reset back to Outset and then go to Diamond Step from there, or just go Diamond Step straight away. Yeah, that makes sense. Starting item, pushing you towards Diamond Step. Definitely not a bad choice. Meanwhile, Wooper is doing lens or door cancel.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, lens or door cancel. Again, I believe I mentioned that some people might try to wait until getting a Picto to do this. It's definitely never a bad idea to do this just whenever, just because it's 2 Sphere 0 checks you can do, and plus another two checks. It does put Pomfrey in a bit of a interesting position route-wise. However, if you do get the leaf, it's only like, I think I timed it like 40 seconds slower. I mean, obviously you have to come back here again, but take minus the dip, it's not a huge amount of time lost in the grand scheme of things. So
it is definitely like a strat. Like it can be high reward and with a kind of medium risk. Like the risk is not that high, and the reward it can give you is really strong.
Oh, totally, yeah. So it's definitely not a bad play at all to make in the early game.
Yeah. In this seed, it does look like there would have been enough stuff to do without going to Windfall first. Like you get that bow, there is Cliff Plateau Thorn right away, which could have been a priority.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really not like a bad choice, especially because there's already for them being like I know for Wooper, for example, is the first tournament race and being on Restream, it is stressful.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. The wall. Meanwhile, Gamez making his way through Diamond Step.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite interesting because that's one of the things with Miniblins is that we have Cliff Plateau, Bird Peak Rock, and Thorn Fairy all in logic. So I think that like Cliff Plat is now not just like you go here immediately like once you start the game. It's like actually some place you actually have to think about routing. It's like, okay, do I want to, do I want to wait until I have hammer, grappling hook? Do I want to wait until, or do I want to risk like orphaning one of these checks? Like how aggressive do I want to be? So like I think that it's actually quite nice from a routing perspective that it gets you to think about these sorts of things, even if it is a little bit annoying.
It makes it a lot more interesting. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gamez found power bracelets in Diamond Step, which is not. It's definitely useful for routing, but not required for any dungeons in this case.
Yeah. I think power bracelets. It's nice to have, especially because we don't have bombs yet. We will at some point obtain bombs just because they are required for Tower of the Gods. But I think getting the power bracelets early will be helpful to get to games here.
Okay,
nothing in.
Lens or door cancel not paying off over here. Then my Gamez is checking out Needle Rock. Probably just peeking the chest to see if there's anything. Getting that information. It is spiky, so that could be good information for them later on. Now, Gamez, I did not see what they were up to. It was
Outset, but I think they're going
back to Outset and go check
Headstone?
Interesting.
Yeah, they don't have bait bag. At the very least, it's not on there or the tracker on.
Yeah, no, I don't think they found
yeah.
bait bag.
No. I understand wanting to peek things. I think that gaining information is never a bad idea. What is that? That looks
I think it's just a treasure chart.
I
It's
can't quite
really
see.
small. I think it's just a treasure chart.
I think just a treasure chart, yeah.
Yeah, games can also only hardly tell, having to go closer twice. But I am pretty sure it's just a treasure chart. Maybe someone with a bigger screen can tell us more. Okay,
But it is worth noting that we on the commentary booth are only watching this on kind of like not on a tiny screen, but like we're watching both these screens at the same time, and it's not like we're not watching this at full screen, so it's hard to see.
A quarter of my laptop screen is each runner, or like less of it because they're still that tracker. But 1/4 is this entire stream, and then underneath is tracker and chat and stuff. Okay, wooper done on Windfall, going to Crest now. Definitely like a very common play because it's also 2 out of 2 3-0 checks. And Gamez has now also arrived on Windfall. We'll see if he goes for the landed door cancel or not. Nothing on Crescent chest. And let's see what's in the submarine. This is a submarine you can peek. It is really dark in here, especially with on native resolution. But that is nothing. So nothing on Crescent. Deciding not to go Cliff Blood, I think that's a fine choice, not having either bombs or grapple or any of the checks.
I guess it is worth, because I was just thinking about this, but if you look at it at first glance, you see, ooh, BPR is dead. You can just we can just go, you know, use the storage from Cliffbank, go just go to Thorn. But it is, you are effectively sailing 2 quadrants to then get that check.
True.
And so I do have a feeling that it might be like going through the runners' heads that they're thinking, okay, maybe we might want to like wait until we have Skullhammer so we could then combine it with Bum Island, because then at least it's just one diagonal sail, and things like that. Yeah.
The pathfind would definitely be something that would push me closer towards like just doing it, because like the diagonal sail is not that much faster than the sails on Cliffplat. But yeah, it being path to, I think it was Godon.
I already forgot the path. I won't lie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Thorn to Chachi and Mayo to FF.
Oh yes, that's correct. Yeah, I just looked in chat.
Thank you. I don't have hands. I'm holding my microphone, so I don't have hands free to type in chat. All right, nice storage from Gamez. Also going for Lindsay Door Cancel. Kind of just like trading off checks that the other runner has done. Right. Yeah, not much to say at a point like this. We'll see where wooper goes afterwards, if they decide to do Headstone or just go to Diamond Step. Yeah, nothing in outset, unfortunately. We'll see if it will change that. Now Gamez is going to catch some kids. Yeah, wooper's first going to Headstone. They could also decide to go to Cyclos after. From here, it's just Boomerang, but sometimes having the Boomerang can be pretty nice. Cyclos is straight up north from Headstone. We're also a little far away. Okay, and they decide to walk away from here. No soft reset back to outside, and now on their way to Forest Haven, probably for the Cliffplat Thornblood, I would assume.
Yeah.
Gamez is almost done catching the kids. And has to go back to the Lenzo route. Or go whatever. Trip into Lenzo's. I could not see what was on the small island chest.
I think it was brown, but don't quote me on that.
I would have also said it was brown, but again, especially with it being nighttime, it's even harder to see.
Yeah. It's hard to see at nighttime, even when
Yeah.
you are playing full, like you're the actual one playing in this full
Okay.
screen.
Okay, they checked it off their track. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Games also doing the indoor console. Okay, looks good. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, very nice. No problems there. Sometimes the camera can get a little weird when you walk through the door without targeting. Second inner cliff plat. We have the first chest storage of the seed. We have door cancel, and now we have chest storage.
Going for this, nicely done. It always can feel a little bit risky going through Cliff Plat, just because if you get your position and or angle wrong, sometimes you end up just missing the warp and you just void out, and it's not great.
We were working on that because Wooper had some issues with that before, and what you can do, we found, is that you can, when you do the little jump slash at the end, like to get down on the floor again, you can, instead of jumping normally or the movement, you can just jump slash, and you will always hit the warp. Because with how the wall is curved in front of it, you always have a direct line at the warp, and if you just jump slash, you cannot mess up your angle. Because I feel like, especially for people who don't play on GameCube controllers, might have that issue where you can, like, holding up is not as reliable as with a notch, so you might, like, miss sometimes. But the jump slash will always work, we found. The distance is enough, the angle is always right.
Okay, yeah, Rupert is going straight to Thornt. Yeah, I mean, using the storage, but also, I assume the path into is also going to be something that they're thinking about.
I cannot see what they stored yet. No wallet, no sword, no shield. The top of Cliplet was spiky. Oh, yeah, half to ESS. Yep, there you go. Okay, meanwhile, Gamez is doing Crescent, having done being done with that yet, but has the power bracelets that Uber did not have, so they're deciding to go down to Cliffplat, not Cliffplat, upwind from here. Can also get salvage core out over there. Sort of shard, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it looked to be a shard.
Yeah, let's see now. And what will this be? This is our path hint. 8 bag. Oh,
8 bag.
Very interesting. That might be for the needle rock chest. We know that the needle rock chest is spiky from Gamez having peaked. That could be a very helpful information for him, knowing that it's not Big Pig, and both hunters know it's not in Headstone or Bird's Peak, obviously. So it is either Big Pig or that needle rock chest. Well, certainly is a path hint, as chat was hoping.
It wasn't just bombs, it was actually something that makes the seed a little bit interesting.
Right, and now we're also seeing more checks again that we have actually not seen. Wooper at Dragon Roost and Gamez at Upland. I almost said Cliffplat again. I haven't commentated in way too long, I'm getting lost in the sauce. Okay, spiky for Gamez. Another shard. Also found no Tamam on Salvage Core, not immediately useful, but it might be useful later. And Ferrora's Spell for Wooper, that is both important for opening up Touchy and also getting that mail. And I see half these. Oh no, don't do. Be nice to them, Bobby. Alright, nothing on scale the wall, so that's good for games.
Nothing
Not
on
having-
scale of the wall is such a nice feeling, because it's like, yay, I don't have to come back here.
We're setting up, we'll go for the storage route on DRI. The DS Link bow is so weird, like the arrows are so thick. Yeah, games going all the way down to Eastern makes a lot of sense. Oh, shower fish are bad East, it's true. But it doesn't have to be on their very first restream, on like their first tournament. I should give them a break. Alright, there's a storage. The first chest is already spiky. Yeah, peeking the inner chest with telescope. Also spiky. So I have to climb up the island. Games is getting Eastern Fairy.
Yeah, this movement up the island is a little bit tricky. It's not the hardest thing when it comes to climbing up walls, but it is quite difficult. It's also fairly punishing because a lot of it is over water.
Drag on Eastern Fairy.
Greg.
Wooper finally managed to open up the mini-map. I feel like the opening the C-chart was not intentional and it's just like gaming controller D-pads are terrible. That's like game controllers, as great of a controller they are, the D-pad is not a good part of it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Alright, they are a little bit high, but otherwise in a good position now. Slowly backing down. Don't want to mess this up. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think being safe here is
Yeah.
very wise, because yeah, it's just if you miss it, you're just in the water and it's not a great time. Yeah.
Right. Very good. Alright, and Games is now going for Cliffblatt to Thorn, probably. I would assume. We'll see. Okay, a wallet. That could also lead to the FF path.
More money.
No, no, don't do it. Oh, okay, they realized. They almost saved and quit, even though there was stored a spiky chest. That could have been very, very bad for them. Luckily,
Yeah, it is.
They
Yeah.
caught on.
It is pretty bad. Yeah, so basically, when you store an item, you don't obtain it until you've like left the area or reloaded the area in some way or anything else. And if you save and quit before getting the item, title screen link steals the item from you, and because you saved and the chest is open, you can't obtain the item again. So that is something that's happened in my first race. I didn't realize that was a thing, and I had to DNF because I gave title screen link a shard. So
I think I only did it one time, and it was still in Season 4 times where we did not have CTMC. I stored one of the basement chests in FW to get into the big key chest, and I was like, how high is the chance that this is anything? Because I got a hard container, did not have enough bombs to death warp, and then decided to just save warp, and it was my hammer and an FF siege. Okay, sword on top of boulder, that's right. And now Wooper's going Diamond Step, getting that the power bracelets from here, which could lead them to the pad. Unfortunately, I don't think they got a pair, so I don't think they can go to Needle Rock after this.
yeah, pair routing is always a little bit tricky and annoying to remember.
Games decided to not go for the storage route of Thorn, so they will have to wait to get Skullhammer to obtain the bait bag. They're going to bomb Island from here. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Getting those 2 for 2 with the power bracelets. Yeah, Bacon. Maybe Group Gohma is where should have been the real place for you. Who knows? I'm just kidding. Games going for the submarine first. Doesn't make a huge difference, I think, in this scenario. Some nice little combat. People's getting the power bracelets, but yeah, I don't think not having a pair prevents them from going to Needle Rock here. Maybe they think about the path and will now go back to Outset, buy both a pair and bait to get the Big Pick first. That could be something. Oh, Coral Talk. Coral Talk in chat. I don't know if you have Coral Talk on CSO2. Yeah, that's right. People are going back to Outset. Game's now going for everybody's favorite island.
Boo. Bomb Island.
I did not catch what was in the submarine. Was it not? Was it in the submarine?
I don't think it was anything important, unless it was, and I also wasn't paying attention. Magtail. I'm too lazy to randomize any colors. Although I feel like I made it faster. I feel like it's way slower than not having randomized any colors, so I never use it. Oh yeah, we were also checking their mail here. I think mail was path to Forsaken Fortress.
Yeah,
and that would be why.
That's the skull number. That's from the wallet, I believe. That was the wallet mail, or was that? Oh no, that was the Feroz mail. And grapple.
Hook.
Nice. Now it's also an easy 4 for 4 on Pocket. Not that we know that it doesn't matter, but for wooper that might be a bit like an interesting point to now that it's 4 for 4 there. Okay, and the Games is from Bomb Island, now returning to Private Oasis to pick up that bow. And we will find out if this is the path or if it is Needle Rock. Needle Rock with just bait bag is always kind of a pain. Big Pick Airlines taking off. Shoutouts to Big Pick Airlines.
Actually, phenomenal team name.
It is a phenomenal team name, I agree. Alright. Moment of truth. That's a sports bag. The worst bait item. Alright, so we know now that the path into Godan must go to Needle Rock. We'll see if Wooper realizes that too. And we'll rush that, or if they decide to maybe do Pop and Eastern first, because it looks pretty juicy right now. That seems like that's what they will do. Games picking up that bow. Hi, Momo. I sadly can't see Games' map on their screen, so it's hard to tell where they might go right now. The items are like kind of weird. I forgot where we even found Forest. Yeah, it was on Wind Shrine. So this must make a lot of sense going to DRI, finding that will give them the Forest Pearl, and open up the Thorn. Thorn is now sadly very isolated for them. I'll have to do a very long sail to get over the Thorn, since I already did Bomb Island as well. So
Did he do Cliff Plat?
Yes, he did Cliff Plat, but no, it didn't chose not to use the storage.
All right. Yeah, I'm paying attention.
But now getting the Forest Pearl mail, that will give him Hammer once he checks that. And 2 more Specky chests with 1 sword and I think it was a shard on top of and a flag cross.
I think so, yeah. there's another shot there. Long boy, so that gets Wooper to 4. I agree.
Games immediately checking the mail left works out very nicely for them here. Yeah, if you want to check your mail, Song of Passing, we'll give it to you if it's something like Foro's roll. Having the hammer. They might decide to go to just sail from Thorn from here, since it's kind of just as far as almost any other place. Store now, also going for the classic storage strat. Storage has the top holder, minus 1 more storage. I think the storage just has been really good.
Yeah. Yes, storage is not an easy trick, so just like getting them first try even just like quickly is always
interesting way to peek it with like being sideways into the wall. Usually I either use telescope or like crouch. Sideways is kind of nice. It like feels it might be a little jank sometimes, but it worked out really well. Time for Wooper to pick up Greg, the most important item of the seed. Game's doing a great job climbing this wall, with lots of confidence. Very quickly.
Greg.
Greg! Picking up a wallet, which I already forgot what that wallet was.
Oh, me too. Damn it.
It was grapple.
It was grapple. Yeah, I knew it was. I knew it wasn't hammer, but it was something else.
Alright, Wooper walking to Forest Haven to go to Bomb Island. Presumably, we'll see if they also check out what's on the top of Tree Branch here. Yeah, that's what they'll do. Makes sense. Especially with not that many locations remaining. Obviously, we know that the pattern has to be from Needle Rock, but maybe they wanted to see if they can find the second bow to do it a lot faster. And yeah, Gamez is making his way over the Thorn Fairy from all the way from Dragon Roost. A very long sail. Thorn is definitely one of those checklists. Like, it is interesting in the settings because I personally like the not always being Cliffpad Burst Peak every siege, since by now we have been starting with swords since season 4, like after season 4, I mean. So that's usually just the usual opener, but with Thorn Fairy changing that. But then, if and some seeds might not end up that way, that you can get all of them at once, and Thorns gets really isolated.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like it from a routing perspective. It's annoying in the sense that it isn't just turn brain off and do Cliffpad BPR in the first 2 minutes of a seed, but I mean, it's in rando.
It gets
routing, routing variants and having to think about the game isn't a bad thing. So yeah.
There's just a turtle truck on the dick tree. Game is picking up the grapple, and then afterwards the bait bag. And assuming they will either, since they know that the chest on Needle Rock is spiky, we'll see if they go there right away or do big first as well. Yeah, I agree that including Thorn is a net benefit for settings.
Yeah, totally.
In general, I do like the great fairies that we chose in Miniblins. Miniblin settings have been improving a lot. Like, especially compared to Season 1, which was like really boring, in my humble opinion. We were just figuring things out. And by now, things are really fun.
Yeah, I think definitely from playing these on and off, I think these are probably my favorite iteration of the Miniblins settings. I think maybe like the settings last year were quite nice as well, but I definitely like these ones.
I don't even remember the differences, but I remember liking them a lot too. But yeah, all right.
Yeah, same.
Game's picking up that bait bag. Going to Forest Haven from here. Okay, probably also checking out what's on top of Deku Tree. I don't think they have anything else left around. Angular, I suppose, which they can also peek the cave, so that is at least nice. So that it's not just the... Ooh, nice jump. That jump is actually like way trickier than it looks. Like if Beetle didn't move yet, it's like way harder than it should be to jump on that boat. But maybe that's just a skill issue on my end.
No, I also always actively wait for Beetle to move.
Yeah, Gamez pulled it off cleanly, so maybe it is just a skill issue. Bomb Island on wooper screen. Oh, right, Gamez did not peek what's on the small island, but it is a very nice place. It is really hard on native resolution to see that chest from where Gamez did peek it, but it is possible. So they also now know that it's nothing and don't have to come back for it. Yeah, I agree with what David is saying. I do like West, like I do like the super swim, but like I do agree that like forcing people to run a super swim is like not the healthiest thing. Even in main tournament settings, I'm like, we still have a bunch of the same Miniblins runners we don't want to have to learn a super swim. We still put them in a greater disadvantage. Even like it's already harder because obviously the more experienced runners have played for a lot longer and everything. So then adding a super swim that the top runners are doing and they are not is just like more time difference between them that I don't know if that's necessary.
I think I just never really liked how the optimal start was basically like a super swim 30 seconds in. Like that just never felt great.
Yeah, I agree with that. Alright, yeah. We're unfortunately struggling a little bit with a jump into Island of Steel. Okay, and Gamez is going to Angular. That does make sense, being able to peek it. Oh, yeah, there we go. You can, if you get hit while like in your boat, you can drop underwater. You can actually swim underneath the boat there.
Yeah, those boat physics are kinda jank.
I mean, it's still, you say it's still a choice, but Western is so far away otherwise, especially if you don't have something like Rockspire or something in the settings, that having to go back there is terrible. So not going for the super swim is definitely usually puts you at a disadvantage. There's a reason why it was the norm of almost always doing it. Alright, and we will now see what that path hint from Thorn Fairy is for Godon, if it's leaf or bombs. Since it can no longer be anything else. Well, it has to lead to one of them. Obviously, we could still go for delivery bag, and no Tomom has something. There are options. Gamez unfortunately not getting the ledge grab right there and falling down. It is tricky if you don't push that block once. If you don't push this block at all, like, it is really tricky to get this ledge grab. Okay, didn't get the ledge grab, but landed on the platform this time. That's totally fine as well. Alright, and now we have some seagull action. Wind Waker's best minigame. Alright, a shard on top of Angular. Nothing special, but we'll see if cave is spiky now. Alright, getting it, not getting hit by the birds. Unfortunately, if there's... Well, it could also still... Optimal cases, the bow and fire ice checks have... Ghost ship
chart.
Lovely. This might work out well, so if they check their ghost ship right away, it could be a diamond step right now, so that could work. That would actually work out very nicely for them, because I do think it is a diamond step currently. Ah, that is actually really nice. Awesome. Yeah, Gamez is now picking up the pear and bait to do Big Pig, and then probably go over to Needle Rock as well afterwards, especially since they know that it's spiky. Well, picking Ghost Ship is not kind of necessary since we know it has to be passed. Right, nice, not having to deal with any extra enemies from the wizard up here.
Okay, we're gonna now see Big Pig Airlines take off for a second time on Gamez' screen.
Ooh, Big Pig Airlines.
Yeet. I still never know if it's faster to roll or swim to Big Pig after the throw.
Right, bombs on Ghost Ship.
Bombs.
It does also open up Forsaken Fortress now.
I mean, it's not as bad as the path chain we had earlier.
That's true. Well, I don't know what we had earlier, but this could have been a worse path end, yeah.
I didn't see the race earlier, but from what I was told, it was infinitely longer than that. Much longer. I can't even recite it because I can't remember what it was. Just a lot of chains into like a really weird niche logic requirement.
Alright, Forsaken Fortress, dungeon time. Also, I don't know if my microphone is picking up even when my baby is making noises. I hope it's not, and it's not bothering anybody.
They sound good.
Yeah, and Gamez is also going over to Needle Rock now, not checking Islet on the way. But since you might have to come back to Needle Rock anyway, it matters a lot less. Not getting the ground spawn for wooper.
Okay, yeah, let's put it in here. So, Bow on Pauprint, to Picto on Cyclos, to Bait on Pompin Vera, to Ghost Ship Chart on Big Pig, to Aurora's Pearl, to Fire and Ice, and the Fire and Ice was the DRCs to get the staircase. Logical record. Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's insane. I want to, at some point, make a little post and ask in the server what everybody's craziest path hint was. Not even just like a line or anything, but like the weirdest thing they've ever seen. Because I think my weirdest thing I've ever seen was FF path to DRC to with the only thing in FF being hookshot, and that being the only way to cross the lava pit over to the boss stairs, which had grappling hook. Everything else was locked behind that hookshot. That I think was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my path hints. I don't even think I figured that out while racing. Like, oh, this hookshot is so I can cross that lava pit in DRC.
I'm mostly surprised that anyone even figured out the massive chain earlier. Like, I would have totally... that would have totally gone over my head several times.
I also would have... maybe I wouldn't have forgotten, like, what is next on my path hint, but, like I would have remembered, oh, this is path, but I probably would have forgotten where this is all coming from, yeah.
Oh, if I was racing, I'd just been... Yeah, just no hope in hell of remembering it.
Okay, Phantom Cannon is spiky. Alright. Gamez played Song of Passing a few extra times, so they're now going to Spectacle to pick up their bombs.
Nice ledge grab on Wooper's side, getting down a floor on Forsaken Fortress. That is a nice kind of backup strat you can do if you're not too comfortable with the jump slash.
I don't even do the window jump that most people do. I do kind of the same thing they're doing. I just don't do a ledge grab. I like do the little jump slash at the end. But I don't even do like, oh, I angle myself correctly and jump into the window. Is like 1 second or something, and I super don't think it's necessary.
It's the speedrunner classic. You save 1 second with the potential of losing a lot more time.
Exactly, and then rando, that's like not the way I play. In rando, we don't need to save every single second usually, since it's more important that you can actually like you don't lose way too much time. Sometimes there are strats that are just not worth it. Okay. Oh, missing that ledge a little bit, sadly. It can be a little tricky to hit that ledge, or like it's like deceptively far away.
Yeah, and also, okay, we'll see when Gamez getting bombs hit. Yeah, also this platform's at an angle, so like I think the right side of it is like closer to the ledge than.
Yeah, I think
either way,
right.
it's a weird angle. Yeah.
You can hookshot it, but that's maybe not something everybody knows. Like you can hookshot the chest.
These Miniblins are kind of okay. Well, we've dealt with them.
All right, can they do it? Ah, there we go. Yeah. Oh my god, that was almost so mean. All right,
okay, drive shot.
Seeing bomb mail on Gamez, I don't think wooper picked it up. Okay, it's just a silver rupee. I'm going to Southern Ferry to check that out.
I don't think we have seen Southern Ferry yet.
I don't think so. No, wooper went straight for Forsaken Fortress after getting the bombs at Diamond Step.
Yeah.
Alright, now getting the storage here to store Phantom Ganon, which was also spiky. Okay, nice to try. And what does Southern Fairy give us here? Picto. That's the first Picto. We'll see if Pompey and Vera are the only Picto check that actually have anything, because so far Manenko has been hinted dead and Lenzo was nothing. Yeah, Momo, the more you learn, huh? The more you know. I can hookshot that chest with the bokoblins from that platform. It's just kind of annoying because there's the Miniblins bothering you the entire time. Okay, we're being very careful.
We were going for yeah, this jump is. Ooh. Okay, they're fine.
But
they're okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of extra scary if you end up landing in the water, but no, they're right.
Making their way back to the chest, maybe to like find their way again, since it's like kind of awkward. And like, where am I? If you like don't know exactly where you are, finding like a little ways to orientate yourself again makes sense. Okay, Gamez is still going for overworld things. Going back to Islet, which knows nothing. But the wooper just jump slash a little bit too early there, so they didn't get quite the distance that they needed.
It's definitely an awkward jump, especially without leaf.
It is. You can just jump to the area with the hammer pegs. Ah, bad angle this time. That's unfortunate.
One strat that I like for this without leaf is actually to like clip back in bounds just outside the door and then just go like up the door frame. And then
you can even just hammer the peg, yeah.
Oh yeah, hammer the peg. Or hammer the peg, yeah, yeah. Because I always find that this jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically what Wooper's doing now. Yeah.
Oh. Yep. I have to hammer the peg. There you go.
Yeah. I just find that this is like it's a little slower, but it's so much more safe than just going for the jump. Yeah.
All right. And that was the last sword. Sword lock sword. Newer Gamez is now going for Pompey and Vera. Going for a lot of one-off checks here. Yeah, that's what Kit was referring to with like clipping through the door frame. I'm not sure if Wooper knows that you can do that. I don't think I taught them. I think I just taught them to hammer the peg at that point. Just go for the safe strat.
It's not really a strat that comes up a lot, especially if you hammer the peg or just have the leaf at that point. It's not something I learned until like all the way into my first season.
I will never believe that there's people who like hammer, jump, slash, Helmer Rock there. That is way too scary for my heart. Because I have seen people fall off and like fall all the way down.
Yeah.
Right, another storage. And we'll now fight Helmer Rock on our terms. You know, we have a nice little windmill tour on Gamez' side. Sometimes we need a little break on the windmill. Yeah, I feel like the hammer jump slash is something you just start off doing, and then once you fail it, once you realize like, damn, this is terrible. All right, now there they are. We'll see if Pompey and Vera gives us anything. Yep, that's what I thought. But yeah, if you do the storage strat, you pop up inside, go on top of this jail, and Helmer can just never reach you. So we can just slam our hammer on his head. We even got the soft lock mostly fixed by Lago. It can still happen, but it is very, very rare.
I think Lago just like removed a table or something.
I think they also just like oh, did they? Oh, this cutscene looks even weirder than usual. Hope the wooper actually canceled their storage. Oh, there's the leaf. That's huge. Right, they did it. Just look kind of weird, I guess. Nope. Picto checks, all dead. Classic.
Cool.
Alright, and with that leaf, wooper might just decide that rushing Tachi right after might be the best option.
Yeah, I mean, for how slow Totji is, I think at this point in the season, it does have overwhelmingly like the most amount of checks in any one area. And
yeah, and especially if you look at Wooper's tracker with not having fire and ice, there's not that much that can do. Alright, they're going to Southern still. Just checking that off. Also, oh yeah, also checking the mail. That makes sense. Oh, that's the hook.
Remembering to check mail is smart. I often forget about mail a lot.
Yep, it's something that can easily happen.
Just go into a dungeon and forget to check mail, and go like, well, I'm not checking you for like another 20 or so minutes.
Yeah, arrow mail does sadly not spawn quite yet. How to play Song of Passing for that, or wait a little longer.
Gamez is now playing light ball tennis with Phantom Ganon.
We are cheating at tennis, unfortunately, for Phantom Ganon, but alright, 2 ground spawns. That was very good for them. Alright, and what does arrow mail have?
Beetle's chart.
Love me a good red chart.
Which one's the chart that goes like honk honk when you accidentally open it? That's the Tingle chart, isn't it?
That is Tingle's chart, yes.
Yeah.
Cheating in Wind Waker Rando, yeah, that's wild concept. We would never cheat ever. We're the most honest rando that there is.
Totally playing the game the way Miyamoto intended.
Alright, there's the Picto. We'll see if that sends Wooper back to Pompey and Vera. They have not been convinced by Picto check so far, and especially recently had a seed where they just cleared windfall checks for no reason, like, and got nothing. So maybe they'll decide today that nope, not today. Yeah, I'm sure Miyamoto figured all these things out and thought they were really cool and left them in the game just for us. And then they figured out item sliding and they were like, well, we don't want too many cool things in one game.
Yeah, item sliding, let's just save that for the HD version.
Right, yeah, going for touchy now. Makes a lot of sense. The not having fire ice arrows makes routing the seed here a little bit more difficult. I mean, hey, there's a big reason why a lot of people are coming to Wind Waker, because they're like, they love how many tricks we have.
I have always liked the variety in gameplay between Zelda games. Like, if you want a bit more of like a glitchless routing focused experience, then there are Zelda games or randos that are kind of tailored towards that. If you want something that's a little bit more glitch heavy and a little bit more technical, you know, Wind Waker is a prime example, but there are other Zelda games that are like that. And no, I just think it's cool that there's a kind of, you know, kind of like pick and choose what type of rando you want to play.
Oh, Games is deactivating the security cameras. Didn't store Phantom Ganon. Valid. Maybe the it is, like we saw, not the easiest trick in the world. I think we found the small key just in that chest. I was kind of focusing on games for the moment. Okay, thank you. Loda also always doing a great job tracking, carrying the Wind Waker community very, like, a lot.
Yeah, shouts.
The wooper didn't place the bomb far enough, so that wall didn't quite explode. That's unfortunate. Having to wait for the water cycle now. Games making his way through the second fortress. Not having a leaf can definitely make this quite a bit slower.
It's a little annoying that Leaf is at the end of
the
second fortress.
Pretty rough.
I guess in a sense it can be a sense of relief if you've just done something difficult without Leaf, and then it's like at the end of the difficult thing that you were doing. Because you kind of just think to yourself, well, at least my opponent had to do that as well. I guess in this case that isn't entirely true because wooper did stall the check and Gamez in, but like, but still, it's like, I don't know, doing like Toji without Leaf and then, you know, Leaf's at the end of Toji.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like, top of floating platforms room is the classic most annoying place it can be in Toji.
Oh yeah. Floating platforms without Leaf is so bad. Oh, look. Okay, pointing out.
That's unfortunate.
Not too bad, since they just spawn here.
Right, Gamez now also reaching the Halmarok fight. Toji for once skip is such a nice trick, but sometimes this is just really jank. Oh, I think they might have. I think they have to be way further to the side here than they really have to be. You can just instead of just swimming, because you have to be really close to the side in the next area. But here you can just swim through the bottom. Maybe that's what they're struggling with right now. Alright, Gamez now reaching the Hamrock fight. It's not quite enough far to the right. Yeah, there you go. Okay, getting the storage. Very nice. Oh. Gamez is one of those people who just YOLO down there. Apparently.
I used to be one of those people. I guess it's more acceptable nowadays since the...
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Since the soft lock is not as much of a factor anymore. It definitely can still happen. But way less so than... Oh, the crate is not quite in the right position to make it easiest, but we'll see if that works.
It was always funny because I always used to backflip, so it would look like I was starting to do some sort of setup, and then I'll just immediately side hop to like the left. And
It's crazy.
yeah, and half the commentators would either be confused or be like, "Oh no, like it messed up the setup." Yeah, I asked the setup I wasn't doing.
The stick messed up. We're pushing the crate there.
Yeah.
Still works.
Stick physics.
Let's see what it is. Absolutely nothing. That's unfortunate. Classic hop across. But they're not quite. We did not learn the big key skip yet together, so that's not having. You have to be safe to get the big key if it would be in hop across.
The biggie skip in Tower of the Gods is definitely like.
It is.
I don't know if it's the hardest. I feel like Wind Temple might take the cake there, but it is.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Especially
the Tower of the God ones, yeah.
Especially compared to all the other ones, like so many of the other big key skips are pretty free. Like for Forsaken Fortress, Forbidden Woods, I mean, you literally just walk through the side of the door.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
DRC is similar, although you can fail it. I have failed that one when I'm just like not focused at all. I'm just roll and jump and oh wait no, whoops, Link just Earth Temple's also pretty nice. Yeah, it's just Tower of the Gods and Wind Temple are like the annoying big key skips. I guess Wind Temple it's harder, but you generally get more tries. Just because there are more chests accessible. I feel like with Tower of the Gods you only really have like kind of one attempt.
Yeah, with Hachi, there's the one attempt with the big key chest.
Yeah. So yeah, they both kind of suck for different reasons, really.
Yeah, for Wind Temple, the setup is just kind of crazy.
It's definitely like one of those tricks that I actively will practice occasionally, so I make sure I don't forget it.
I remember when I learned that in Swordless, like you cannot do the normal setup with hammer. I learned that the hard way in Swordless Spoiler Log, I think I was. Game's barely making it through the door here. Because the hammer hitbox, like the normal setup is you like fly onto the first fan and you jump dash onto the second. But the hammer hitbox is too big, so you hit the wall and fall off.
Oh,
so
right.
So don't try that in Swordless. What you have to do if you want to do the big key skip is you have to do the YOLO jump into the fan, carrying you to where the Makar would plant a tree, which is really scary.
Yeah, that doesn't sound sketchy at all.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, exactly what Bobby is saying. Like you don't want to like skip hop across, and then keep being on hop across, and you have to like, well, this is the worst day of my life. All right, one of the most fun tricks in Wind Waker. Why this works, who knows? Oops. Struggling a little bit with it. There you go. Yeah, just kind of reach your arms out, Link.
I wouldn't say it's a very intuitive trick, just because I
not.
mean you're kind of just like ascending a statue through the floor, you know, because that's totally normal physics behavior.
I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, just you know,
normal Saturday evening.
Yeah, normal Saturday evening.
I forgot you can shoot their eye with the bow.
You can do that.
Yup, apparently.
I never thought to do that.
Me neither. I mean, it makes sense. You can do it with the small ones too, but there is just less of the big ones everywhere.
I guess for the big ones, I don't think you can beat them without bombs.
Well, if you have light arrows, you can.
Oh, yeah, I mean, of course, yeah. I mean, yeah. Shooting things with light arrows, that's pretty standard. But I mean, just shooting that eye with the regular bow.
Yeah. Oh, jump roll too early, all the way down to the void. Gamez now. Also picking up the small key on first floor. Are they gonna do left side floor on skip? No. I didn't think so, but something is fun. Oh, right, there's still light 2 torches. Which was delivery bag, if memory serves. Oh, this fast statues are just so nice. I forgot at this point when they made that a thing. 2 seasons ago?
Season 6?
Yeah, I think season 6. I don't think it was a thing in season 5 yet.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, James is going for left side for one skip, storing this chest. Having a safety save.
Yeah, left side floor 1 skip. I think it is technically quicker, or at the very least floor 2. Mirror shield. At least floor 2 is a little bit quicker as well. Season 7 changed, right?
Season 7.
Is it around that time?
Well, that is, I guess, 2 seasons ago. Oh.
Yeah, I remember it being slow, at least that year, if not that season. But yeah, I think by season 7 it was the quick hoppy hop statues.
With the route that Gamez is taking, they might be going to the left side here first and doing the mini-boss area first. Since you can just kind of walk through the bars if you have just storage. Yeah, that's where they're going. Yep, that's normal. Don't worry about it. Alright, there was a shard. The top is another small key, which we do not need since we skipped the one on the first floor. But this is spiky. Wow, that was a little sketch on the ledge crab, but may work. Ah, there's our first bottle. Can also grab the fairy. Alright, wait, we did not get big key yet, so this might actually still be something. I forgot about that. We talked about so long about big key on hop across that that could be. Oh, okay, may work. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a small key. Gamez will be able to skip this now since they are getting the big key from the mini boss, so they know they don't have to do the floating platforms room. A slight little advantage of in this scenario for the left side flow and skip with chest storage. Oh, that was lucky that the keys knocked wooper onto the platform and not into the water.
Wooper's been getting some pretty good luck with the enemies. Well, with
yeah,
that and
the Miniblins. Yeah, the
Miniblins
for Fortress. It's true. Right. There's the second statue skip. While doing the third statue skip on Wooper's side. Oh, I think they didn't slash the pillar, which I think was a mistake here from Gamez. I think they forgot to do that. Maybe they realized and just jumped into the void to reset the room. Yeah, there they go. That's it. Right.
Nice side
Very
hops.
good. Both getting their respective platform. Platform. What am I talking about? There's statue skip very well. This ladder is so jank with the water.
And the keys.
Yeah.
And Wizrobe.
Right.
I've been knocked off that ladder many times due to Keys, and not even my fault. Keys just had a bad day, I guess.
It's a very universal experience. Right, now doing a little high five here in the same room.
Yeah, not quite the holding hands as Whoop is exiting as Gamez is entering, but you know, nice little high five is always nice to see.
Right, and now the Wooper has to get the second statue still. Gamez picking up the... Was this the mirror shield? Or was this the... Oh no, this is the shard.
I think Mirror Shield was on the...
The Songstone?
Yeah, Songstone.
Well, not as lucky with that enemy. Unfortunate. Very low on magic now. So has to grapple over there, probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that there are magic pots, but not in this room, but only in like the next room, but near the mini boss.
Yeah. That is unfortunate because they now can't leave toward the mini boss. That's a little unfortunate. There would have been a magic refill also at the door to this area, like in front of the, like in the hub room where it goes to all the statues. In front of this door is also. I'm not quite sure that angle works on their side. Gamez. There's the magic. It's getting a little bit of magic from here. Alright, the angle worked. I did not trust it, but worked just fine. Gamez leaving over here. Getting this third statue now. The grapple pegs in this room are just terribly placed. Like, why can you even grapple that one? Who knows? Yeah, but what is that? Who thought of these physics? Like, what just happened? They were all like on their way back, so which is why the it like weirdly jumped them backwards. Yeah, the other part does have magic. Yep, that's right. And here's the mini boss for the big key. Not found any bows yet that we're still missing. Could just be one on Godam or on the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, right now we just have the one from top of Waterfall, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that keystone Games is just getting a little too close for comfort.
That was really close, yeah. Meow.
Okay, big key, nice.
Remembering to get the magic again. Like, what are these physics?
Yes, you can grapple onto it if you stand like a few centimeters to the right. Sure.
The game's now going for getting the first statue. Alright, that's the final statue for Wooper. Game still has to get the first armor's chest. We'll see if there's anything else in this dungeon. There's still a dungeon secret under the key chest and then the boss. It is highly likely the boss does have a bow, but there's still like iron boots left. It can still have cabana deed. Alright, there's a spiky. Missing the lich grab. Oh, yep, those switches have like a weird little cutscene when putting them on. There you go. Game's waiting for the platform. Alright, that's the shard. That's the last shard for Games once they get there. Let's just start. Continue piece. Nice little refill. I don't quite remember.
Never hurts to have more health.
It's true. I don't quite remember where the shard is that Wooper is missing that Games already has.
Angular, good point.
Angular, right. That could definitely. I mean, once they might find fire ice, they might go down there after ice ring. But other than that, it's kind of out of the way. So that is definitely a good advantage for Games here to have that shard already. Overall, Games has done a little bit more in the overworld than Wooper has. But except that shard, I didn't really find anything, so if Wooper gets lucky with what they clear, maybe they can just skip some of those chips. Remember to get the fairy, very nice. And now it's time for Gohma. Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that. I think you can do that if you have a good timing with it. The hook shot. You just have to be really fast. There we go. I completely forgot that's a thing. The biggest thing that could give Games a huge advantage is if the fire ice arrows are in Master Sword Chamber, because Games can check this right after top G, while Wooper cannot. That could be a big thing. We'll see what plays out like that. Obviously, it could also hurt them if they check NSC and it's nothing. Yeah, for Games, it will only be 2 bows missing after this. Potentially, there is one just on Gohma.
Yeah, I think it's something that I apparently did not know until yesterday or something. Is that bosses have to have some kind of progression.
Yeah, true.
You kind of think of boss Hakuhin as, at least in this tournament, and I can't remember if this is a permanent change or just for this tournament, but you can kind of think of it as like guaranteed spiky chests. Like you know this is going to be something at least
Yeah.
useful.
It can be nice if you're like one item from Gohma and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna rush the boss because I know it's spiky, so the chance is pretty high that my item might be there. But then yesterday in that seed that you're referring to, like the Zelda just had Cabana Deed.
Yeah, and lights were like somewhere else, quite inconvenient in Earth Temple.
Especially on Floor Master's room, which is if you rush through to get to Valhalla, is like the worst place it could be.
It's like the 2 checks that you don't want to get, yeah.
Yeah, what will Godan give us? Best case scenario for wooper right now would be this is Fire Ice, and then Ice Ring has lights, and then they would go down to Angle to grab the last shard, but Rando has their ways to mess you up.
Totally.
So it might just be Iron Boots on Godan, who knows? Because even without Wind Temple, that is still considered progression, since it is in a spiky chest.
Bandit again. Okay, I guess
Vanity on the bars.
I guess in this seed it does actually have a purpose because Private Oasis isn't hinted dead.
It is also nice to just be able to do Private Oasis right after Touch here. That is pretty cool.
Oh yeah. So it's actually
And
useful.
We actually know that there has to be a bow over there or an arrow mail. I don't remember if Gamez has checked arrow mail. But we know that it's not, for wooper, looking at their tracker, we know it is not on... Oh, it could be no Tamap, that's right. But you can check that at Oasis 2. We know it's not on Pompey and Vera. And we know that it's not on Angular, so the wooper has to find their Fire Ice arrows here. Except if it's on MSC. I forgot about that situation. If the Fire Ice arrows are on MSC, that gives Gamez a very big advantage here.
Yeah, because Gamez is going to check MS. I'd imagine you're going to check MSC like right here.
I definitely would be checking it here. Yeah, I'm right there. Just set up your safety save to be able to soft reset back out in case it is not. But after that, oh no, they're warping away. Very interesting. Going to I. Checking mail, maybe, from Errol, maybe? Is that the thing they're doing here?
Oh, going back to Angular?
Oh, was Angular Cave spiky? I did not pay attention to that.
I didn't see it. I didn't see if it was spiky earlier.
That would make a lot of sense, too. In this scenario. I kind of thought it was wooden, but that must have just been me not paying any attention. Well, that changes things, for sure.
I think I also wasn't paying any attention at the time. But anyway, Wooper's heading through... Cabana. Labyrinth.
Did Wooper check No Tamam? I know they mailed it, but did they actually check it?
I didn't see them actually check the mail checks. I think they just mailed it.
Gotta love the rats. Wow, the rats are really coming for them here. Goodness gracious. Well, yeah, a little further angle. That's... Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
It's also just an awkward angle. Like, it's not quite...
Yeah,
it's just not quite diagonal, it's also not quite dead on, so it's just, yeah.
Yeah, they have to be angled a little further to the right here from where they are looking. Almost. Yeah, there they go. Alright, we'll see if Gamez is getting their Fire Ice arrows here. That could be one of the turning points of the seed.
Another more rats on Wooper's end.
Alright.
Right. Moment of truth.
There they are.
Fire and Ice.
On Angular. Alright. Where are light arrows now? Are they going to be on Fire Ice checks or Private Oasis? Not here, at least. Angular Cave jump scare. I don't know why I thought that was wooden. I guess I was just not paying attention earlier. But what else is new? Yeah, Game's definitely in a very good position right now. Can go up to Ice Ring and then up to Oasis from here. Nothing on Oasis, so that means wooper will probably now go to Angular to pick up both the shard and the fire ice arrows from there. I would not assume that they're going back to Windfall for. Oh, they're going for Brand. Alright, that is Gohma for
wow.
Gamez.
Yeah, lights were just right there. That's that's really interesting. I think that this is probably a good example as to how important information can be. I think that I noticed a lot of what Gamez was doing at the start was very much just like, again, they peaked Headstone. I think we also did that as well, but they also went to Angular
and
relatively early.
Needle Rock as well.
Yeah, so a lot of what Gamez was doing was more about not necessarily getting checks, but gathering information, knowing, okay, what's spiky, what isn't. You more often than not, I feel like if you do that too often, you could end up routing a seed a little bit inconveniently, or just end up losing a lot of time sailing, or just with how you route. But other times like this, information can be incredibly useful.
Yep, that's true.
It was probably the biggest reason why Gamez just went and got Fire and Ice. So it's definitely something that people should probably consider when making decisions. I wouldn't say that gathering information should be like gathering information in this form, should I say, in the sense of like going out your way to peek checks. I don't think it should be like the main thing that people should focus on when routing. But if you can, like, you know, weave it in a little bit, it's never really a bad thing, because if done in moderation, it can sometimes end up being like something like this.
No, I totally agree, especially if you are in a like nice location to check, for example. Like, oh, if I go to Outset, and then Headstone will be kind of abandoned since it's not an Earth Temple seed. So let me just peek Headstone early to see if I even have to come back here. Then it definitely makes sense. In general, I would definitely also agree that it's like just clearing checks that can actually give you items is usually better, because it's like, well, it can give you an item. Maybe you can just like, instead of having to peek that chest and potentially having to come back, you might just get the item and be able to do it in one trip.
Yeah.
But in situations like this, Gamez just knew that it was spiky and could just skip going to Oasis altogether.
Yeah, I mean, a really good example is, like, say you're a Diamond Step and you want to go to Islet or something. You could, I mean, it adds a bit of sailing time, but if you wanted to really try and get the information off Needle Rock, you could have a bit of a sailing detour from Diamond Step up to Needle Rock, peek the chest, and then sail over to Islet.
Yeah, definitely.
It loses a bit of time in sailing, but you gain information from that, and that can be very valuable if the chest is spiky. And moments like that happen all throughout the seed.
Oh, not
and
the
here,
round spawn, but the nice fan again, like directly at the door. Very nice.
Okay, but it looks like Wooper is going. Wooper has arrived at Angular, and we'll be getting their Fire and Ice very shortly.
And also the last shard, that's also on top. That's right on top. And then I would assume, since they're right there, they will probably just go to Ice Ring right after and get the light arrows.
Yeah. So we get to see this strat from Wooper, which I believe is an older strat, but it's still quite a nice, quick strat.
I forget how many strats there even are for this. This is the strat I still use, at least. But I mean, I'm also a boomer, so who knows.
I think there are now 2 strats for Leaf and 2 strats without Leaf. I cannot remember what the one is without Leaf to save my life, so don't ask me about that one. But the other 3, I think I know.
If I do Leaf, I will do almost vanilla.
Yeah, without Leaf, I just do vanilla, because I cannot remember what the ideal is, and I never practice for it, because I just hope that I have Leaf at this point. But yeah, Fire and Ice on Wooper's end. Gamez is just heading into Puppet Cannon.
to the chest. Oh, being a little too far. Wait, wow, that pushed him really far away. That's crazy. Nice shot from Gamez there. That was really close. The wind is like in a really bad position for wooper here. That's unfortunate. That's rough. Yeah, I'm just deciding to do it normally. Well, Gamez making his way through PG. Oh. My stuff is buffering.
Okay. Nice PG1 from Gamez.
Censored. I got censored. Didn't even get to see the final shot.
I don't think he had any PG1 spins.
No, he definitely did have one.
Oh, he had one. Okay. I didn't quite notice.
That Chewie is like, can be a little scary without where he is. Alright, there's the final shot for wooper. Will it go right up to Ice Ring and collect the light arrows right away?
Are saving.
Okay, maybe they're thinking they might be behind and want to check MSC to see if they can gain some time with a gamble. No crypt from Gamez. That's unfortunate, but yeah, that's how the rando goes sometimes. When you know, especially like wooper, you know you have messed up a few tricks here and there, and might be behind, then going for a gamble can be the thing that saves you the race.
Oh, and also that shard being Sphere 0, it's probably in their mind that like our Gamez might have got that shard early and checked Master Sword Chamber. Got the shard early, yes. Checked Master Sword Chamber, no. But I would see the I see the potential thought pattern here, and it's not. I mean, it's late game. There's always going to be an element of randomness in this section.
Well, it was a totally valid decision. It's just unfortunate how it played out in this seed now. Worst case scenario would have been if this was spiky and would have been like another bottle or something. Boa's Path? What?
I don't think it was. Skullhammer was the male one. What was the Thorn Fairy? Wasn't Thorn Fairy again?
Thorn Fairy is beatback for Ghost Ship chart on Needle Rock for bombs on Ghost Ship.
Right.
So that clears up the paths. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing in MSC, the gamble not paying off, but now wooper is on their way to collect the light arrows as well. They will feel very bad when you're like, it does always feel terrible when you have like you're gambling something and it's like, oh, it's just this next check, huh?
It was right here all along. Darn it, yeah.
Gamez is struggling a little bit with the snipe. Sniping is definitely can be really difficult. Oh, there we go. There it is. Not even going for bait strats. Bobby's, I'm sure, seething in front of his monitor. There they are. Go mode for wooper. Won't be quite the it is quite the gap between them, so there's definitely games races, but I don't know, I've died to Ganondorf on stage at SGL. Anything can happen sometimes.
I think it runs like, what, 5 minutes between each other? Maybe a little bit longer.
I think a little bit longer. Okay, game's out of magic, but there it is. The more it's dropping the magic. Yeah, sniping the final phase is really difficult with how fast PG3 is moving.
PG3 is a speedy boy on that last phase. There we go.
Oh, there they go. Very nice.
Right, so now just rope climb, grapple skip, and Ganondorf to finish.
Yeah,
Easy peasy.
Yeah, final stretch, and I agree. Especially like I don't even do the snipes at all, but if you go for snipes, I do feel like in the final phase it is just easy to just use the bomb strat and let yourself get hit with the bomb. But that's just me.
Yeah, I think that I think bomb strats are definitely great. If you can practice bait strats, then they're also pretty good. Yeah, it's just pretty. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I always try to, if I have bombs in my inventory, I almost always will try to do that instead of snipes. If not, I'll also just do spin attacks, which is, I mean, better than nothing.
I also understand this. The thing that Gamez does not have is soup, and with 1.5 hearts and no soup. Oh, there, yeah, they are getting the hearts here. I was thinking about it. That might be a smart decision to refill on hearts here. Sometimes Ganondorf can destroy you quite quickly. There they are. Because I don't remember if they picked up a fairy. Right. Ganondorf fight 4 games. Nice quick spins. Did not talk to Zelda quite yet, so Zelda didn't shoot the arrow instantly. And taking some time here to shoot it. There she goes. Okay, there are all the quick spins. Now talking to Zelda to go to shoot the final shot, and that is phase 1 done. Very nice. Get slapped, Zelda. At phase 2. 3 hearts. It's very scary. It can be. But I'm sure Gamez got this. Oh, it's a little bit late on the parry here. Okay, first one. Okay, nice, that's a second. And that's enough to finish phase 2. Oh, no, yep, no. No fairy, no soup. So grappling Zelda is the way to get hearts in this boss fight. That was pretty close, but they got it. I mean, there's still 2 hearts left, so it wasn't that super close, but... And there they go. GG's to Gamez.
GG's to Gamez.
136-20.
Yeah, 136-20.
Alright. Wooper seeing that Gamez finished. Not going to finish up the siege. Very understandable. People are almost dying, yeah. Crystal. I would think about what that means. Well, yeah, GG's. That was certainly a raise. Gamez information gathering paying off big time in this one.
Yeah, totally, yeah. But yeah, it was a very, very, very nice race to watch. I think both runners played really well.
Hello.
Hello, Gamez.
Geez.
That was certainly a run.
It sure was.
But yeah, good game all around. I had a lot of fun. Puppet Ganon was rough, but I pulled through.
Yeah, especially the third phase on PG3. Sometimes
yeah, the third phase is crazy. That's the worst I've done in that one.
It is really crazy. Sometimes it's just like you just gotta pull out that bomb and do it that way.
Okay, I understand why people do the bomb thing, but it's like never worked for me, so that's why I don't do it.
That's fair. Especially in phase 3 where it's like super aggressive, it usually works a little better. But yeah, sometimes, especially phase 1 and 2, we can just be like going.
I'm gonna stop my stream now real quick. Hang on. There we go. Okay.
All right.
So yeah, that was a good time though.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, we were talking about how gathering information worked out really well for you in the seed, like going to getting that information on the spiky chest and angular cave, knowing that Needle Rock is spiky.
Yeah, I was going to Diamond Step, and I was like, wait a minute, I could actually go to Needle Rock and check that real quick. Because that's something I don't normally do, but I just kind of thought of that on a whim. It was kind of tough. I had to sort of route in the outset rupees because I know some people go for Forest Haven first to get into Bird's Peak for some easy rupees to then spend on Beetle. But Bird's Peak was foolish, so I just was like, okay, I guess I'm cutting grass in outset.
Yeah, I guess your other options would have been to, if you wanted to go to Islet after Needle Rock, they have some rupees in there, or just like gather some on Windfall while catching kids or something.
Right.
Yeah, with Bird's Peak, Bird's Peak is definitely one of the most common ones.
Yeah. I will say, that Forest Haven Peak, I was kinda scared because I saved and quit before my brain fully realized what item it was, and I knew it was a chart. And I was like, wait, what if that's Ghost Ship? So what I did was, I was like, I'm not going back in there in case if it wasn't Ghost Ship.
Yeah,
I'm gonna unmark the thing that I just marked on my tracker so that I can remember if I get stuck to go there.
Yeah.
And then I immediately got Ghost Ship on Needle Rock, so that worked out.
Bailed.
Yeah, I think something like
it was certainly a run. I was kind of worried. I was worried about how I was doing the entire time.
It's scary. Like new tournament on restream, like it is certainly nerve-inducing.
Yeah, no, I think both of you did. Both you and Ruth did really, really well. I think that a lot of there was quite a lot of diversions, even just from the start. I think it was. I think you Gamez went to Outset and Wooper went to Windfall first. Yeah, it was either that or the other way around. But no, I think that all the decisions that both of you made, I think, were quite sound. And again, I think Gamez, you ended up. Again, trying to get a little bit more information out of the seed, and in this instance, that paid off big time with going to Angular. So yeah, no, I think you guys played pretty well.
Immediate light arrows.
Yeah, light arrows, jump scare on.
I was thinking, okay, it's fine. I could get Super Grandma, and that guarantees like a fast Ganon. And I'm like, wait, I have light arrows. I have to go now.
Yeah.
Also, didn't point out that Wooper is joining us in chat, so also GG's to Wooper.
Yeah, GG's.
GG's Wooper, that was a good run. Honestly, I'm curious how close it was.
Wooper was just about to enter PG at the end here, I believe it was.
Oh, okay, so it was pretty close then.
It was.
Maybe 5 minutes, I think we said it was. Maybe close to 6. It's hard to say.
Obviously, also depends on how a Wooper's
I was worried that trying to get Leaf before entering Forsaken Fortress was gonna cost me the run.
Yeah, not getting Pompey and Vero proving all Picto checks to be dead to seed and checking a few other things was definitely Wooper did go to Forsaken Fortress right after getting the bombs. But Wooper worked out really nicely because Wooper got the Ghost Ship at Needle Rock and they were still on night 2, so they could get Ghost Ship at Diamond Step right away. And then they went to Forsaken Fortress right from there. So they didn't do all the overworld checks that you still did, but you through that found the shard, found the spiky chest on Angular, which gave you the information that, oh, this is most likely what I needed. Makes the most sense. So after Touchy, you went to Angular, while Wooper, not knowing that, went to Private Oasis as...
Yeah, the Cabana... I was like, okay, it's either Cabana or it's Angular. And I'm gonna go with Angular because that's the one that I know has something good.
No, that makes total sense.
And it's just if I didn't know that, I probably would have gone to Cabana as well, because it just has more checks.
Yeah, especially, I mean, the only thing would have been, oh, what if, of course, the spiky chest could have been Iron Boots, which we did
That's what I was thinking. I was like, it could be Iron Boots, but I think I have a better chance.
Grandma did have Iron Boots.
Grandma had iron boots.
Yeah, and I mean, could have always obviously there's also stuff like more bottles, the second level stuff. But yeah, I mean the chances were in your favor. That obviously knowing that there's a spiky chick is better than not knowing if there's anything.
Yeah. I was like, I was kind of going off of like, I know a good amount of tricks, but there's a few specific tricks that could really help me in this situation that I didn't learn because I was like, I'm not going to be in that situation. Lo and behold, I am in that situation.
Yeah, one thing that also saved you some time is that you did the chest storage floor 1 skip on Taji, which made you go to the Dark Knight mini-boss first, which gave you a big key. So you know that the floating platforms room was a small key, like the top of it, so you didn't have to get that, where Wooper, for example, did do floating platforms first, because they went first statue, third statue, second statue. So,
Okay, so
things like
we
that.
were using different routes then, huh?
Yeah, they just did the normal floor 1 skip with on the right side there.
Right.
Set Makar on fire, damn. Crystal.
Why would
Makar
you
wasn't
do
even in
that?
the seed.
Why would you do that? Listen, I like Makar as a character, not as a follower. So, like, even I know not to light Makar on fire. I have some friends that really hate Makar. Maybe this is like, they're gonna like get really angry that I just said that. I think they're watching.
But yeah, that was overall a fun scene with we were talking at the beginning, like, people in chat, and Bobby and David were summoning the terrible path hints, like, they're not, like, obvious, oh, this is path to go down, it's just bombs. But no, it was being, like, a long chain of bait bag, ghost ship shard, and then getting bombs. But they kind of got what they wanted.
Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare seed, I'll be honest.
Hey, I said to Wooper at the beginning, this could be something like... The thing that I summoned was Cabana D being in Ganon Maze with hookshot inside Cabana and then, like, having a double Temple Siege or something. And, like, curse things like that. It can always be worse.
I know, but like with the dungeons dealt, it was a pretty stressful thing to route.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Because, like, again, I really wanted that leaf in Forsaken Fortress so I could do the chest storage all the way through. And that's why I left the chest from Phantom Ganon at the start. Because I was like, there is a chance that I get leaf beforehand, and then it's just pretty much barren.
Yeah. You can't do the climb to Helmrock is definitely possible without leaf, but Ugo was also struggling with it for a little bit and, like, fell... I think 2 times or something. They didn't quite make it to
during one of my qualifiers, I did the Helmrock fast strat, right? I don't know if anybody here watched that one, but I did it, and then Helmrock clipped out of the arena and soft blocked me.
Oh, that sucks, yeah.
I was scared that that was going to happen again, so I was like, I have to get this guy out of here as fast as I can.
Oh no, I meant the one where you store Phantom Ganon and then walk up the wall to, like,
Yeah. I was talking about that one earlier. That's why I was, like, holding off on Leaf, or I was holding off for Leaf. I'm referring to now, like, the Phase 2 fast strat.
I was basically saying that you don't need Leaf for that strat from Phantom Ganon to Helmrock, but it does certainly make it easier.
I'm assuming it's like a kind of specific jump or something.
Yeah, you can. I mean, the options you can do is when you get to the top and you're basically, like, look at the load zone. You can either, if you have a really good angle, just jump. Otherwise, you can jump and do a delayed jump slash that puts you in a load zone. Otherwise, you can also, like, climb up the wall there and then jump to the area where, like, the door is and just hammer the peg and open the door from there. That is also possible.
I think I've seen that one. Yeah.
That's what Wooper did in the end after, unfortunately, failing the other strat twice.
That's like, okay, I would imagine that costed them a good bit of time. This is like in last Miniblins in semifinals or something like that. It was like either finals or grand finals. It was not grand finals because we never got there. I think it was winning bracket finals. And I lost the race because I went for a greedy hammer jump slash on Helmarock and immediately fell all the way down.
I was talking about that earlier, how people who do the hammer jump slash at the top jump are like psychopaths.
Yeah, I went for that last year, and I lost winning bracket finals because of that. So I've never done it again.
That's exactly what we're talking about. You just start off doing that, and then you realize that when you fall, it sucks really bad. Well, gains you less than a second, and like you stop doing it right away.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to ask, or is that about it?
I think that's it for me, at least.
Yeah, that's it for me as well. Yeah. Yeah, Crystal, I am alive. I'm just not talking a huge amount. But yeah, but no, yeah, yeah. GG's was a pretty cool race. Games, you will be.
Yeah,
I have the bracket up. Games, you will be going to winners semi-finals and against either Tibek or Sky Goro. So how do you feel about advancing on the winners side? And
I'm excited to see where it goes. I got relatively far in the previous tournament, but I can't tell how much of that was like me being seated higher than I was now. So I'm excited to see how far I go. We'll see if I keep up the wins or if I immediately lose my next two. I'm definitely gonna have to practice, that's for sure.
Yeah, Miniblins have been getting scarier. I feel like the average runner level is just increasing, it feels like, every year.
No, totally.
I was expecting to be seated a bit higher, but no, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's just like, even like people who are just joining are putting up a great fight.
Like, yeah. I joined the server back in like 2020, 2021, and I was the guy who did a run with like 0 tricks at all. I only was like, okay, I'm gonna learn storage when I did like my first Miniblins race stuff. And I've gotten better since then, but it's just like, now seeing how many people are stronger-willed than I am to just immediately be like, okay, I'm learning the frame perfect trick immediately.
Yeah, learning tricks is a bit of a hard thing when it comes to Wind Waker. It was one of the biggest things I felt.
For me, I just didn't have the right resources, I think.
Yeah, I think, well, back in the day of 2020, it's probably like I think there was less resources available, but yeah, it's just hard to get the motivation.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, the people who played this game definitely all getting better. So Games, I wish you good luck in the rest of your bracket, and Wooper will be dropping down to losers round 1, facing the loser of Tibek versus Skygoro. So wish them luck in their bracket adventures as well.
I don't know if Wooper's watching this, but hey, good game. I wish you luck in your future runs. Also, this is a new PB for me, so that's pretty cool.
Nice,
yeah, what they say.
If I actually like did good in the other 2 puppet cannon phases, it would have been better. But
yeah, getting a 136, especially with a seed with Tower of the Gods in it, definitely a pretty good time.
My friend was like, if you get a new PB this run, then I'm gonna do something, and I said like, yeah, I'm gonna need Forsaken Fortress and DRC for that, bud.
Prove them all. Proved yourself wrong.
Okay, my friend just DM'd me, saying, no, Game said this is a new PB. Now I have to do something, fuck.
You're welcome in, Raiders from Mashy. We're also just about to end, unfortunately. Our race is now finished. I think if there's nothing else anybody wants to say, we will give the word to our lovely restreamer. We'll tell
oh boy, I wonder who that is.
Yeah, damn. Who could that be?
Yeah, big mystery.
I think it's ZSR Bot 2.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Great restreamer. Anyway, hope Hope you enjoyed the race between Gamez and Wooper. Consider giving 2 of them a follow if you haven't already. Great watch. Thanks to our lovely tracker Lord Chiamaka for pulling double duty and tracking both of our runners. Immensely appreciate you. And of course, big thanks to our 2 commentators, Adler and Kit, for making this stream possible as well. This is currently it for Woodpecker on the current schedule. We will be heading into winners bracket semis and losers bracket round 1 in the following week, so expect a bunch more races to pop up on the schedule within the next few days, hopefully. And yeah, until then, see you next time and have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.